Hello, my heart-centered entrepreneur friends. Imagine waking up to a day where every detail, from the feel of the floor beneath your feet to the vibrant energy in your office, is aligned with your vision of success. Today, I'm sharing a transformational meditation that guided me towards envisioning a $100,000 month. And let's call that profit a month. So many entrepreneurs out there are extolling the values or virtues of $1 million in revenue. But I've seen plenty of people failing as they spend $1 million to make 900,000, and that's how you go broke and go bankrupt. Anyway, sorry about that diversion. But we're going to delve into the power of envisioning your ideal day, right down to the conversations with your loved ones, and how this simple yet profound practice can be a breakthrough in your business journey. So join me as we explore the Million Dollar Misha Meditation and discover what your future successful self advises you to do right now. It's time to break up the usual and break through to extraordinary success. And I'm also going to share a nugget that just leveled that up even more, like takes it to the next level. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Listen in. You're going to love this episode.
You know when someone is selling from stage and at the end the audience gets up and rushes to the back of the room to buy? That's a table rush. My name is Misha Z, and the Table Rush Talk Show is all about bringing you the tools, strategies, and tactics that you can use to grow your audience and inspire them to buy.
Oh my gosh, how was that for an intro? Anyway, ChatGPT is my friend and helped me craft that. I also want to say, for anybody new or who may have forgotten, I walk a lot when I record these episodes, so a lot of times there's background noise. I'm huffing and puffing if I'm walking up a hill, or have just remembered, oh yeah, I'm trying to get a little exercise, so I'm walking faster. But yeah, and I would encourage you to do the same. Like, get your voice out there. Find times when you can record that might not be the usual of what people expect from you. So for me, I walk a ton, so it's when I'm walking. For you, maybe it's when you're doing the dishes. Maybe when you're doing the laundry. Maybe it's when you're doing something you love that's outside of work, where you're driving to the grocery store, or who knows what that is. Anyway, let's get to it. So I was at this big convention a month or so ago, and Funnel Hacking Live is what it's called. 5,000 of my favorite entrepreneur friends, and I had an opportunity to sit down with Joe Aaron, and he, in that circle, is one of the heavy hitters, one of the top players, say it however you want, super successful, just crushing it, millions and millions of dollars a month, scaling up, dare I say it, past hundreds of millions, furiously heading towards $1 billion. Like, that's his vision, right? And I love it. And he's executing on it at a high level. And the dude is so nice. Joe is so nice. Joe Aaron, he also, last name is Giglietti, something like that. I think his actual name is Joe Aaron Giglietti or something, but he goes by Joe Aaron, obviously, because it's easier. Anyway, let's just call him Joe G. Now we'll call him Joe Aaron. So Joe Aaron gave me this meditation. Joe Aaron like I said, I had an opportunity to sit with him and have dinner with him actually, and he dropped the bomb meditation exercise on me, and I'm here to share it with you, and I've been applying it, and oh my God, it's so good. And look, check this out. I want you to know that back in my previous life as a salesman, I made millions of dollars, right? I know how to make and get to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, right? The question is, how do you break through that? And he's like, well, here's how you do it, right? And so me, as I'm in my current entrepreneurial journey, as I've reinvented myself, a number of years back and started in the online marketing game, 3 or 4 years ago as of this recording, I am to the point of profitability and have an offer to scale. That's to help you go on an influence tour, to help you to start guest speaking on podcasts and get your message out there in a big way, and then start building partnerships, and then start building, JVs, all these things. What I like to call an influence tour. But anyway, I'm like, now that I've tested and tried and found my niche, found my groove, found what I am willing to go all in on 100%, no matter the outside distractions. Like, there's no more shiny objects out there. People cannot dissuade me. Like, I am moving from heart center, and I am doing what I'm called to do. I found my way to serve you. I'm embracing God's way to serve you, right? Like, I don't mean to go on this tangent, but what I'm trying to say is that, I want to serve maximally as quick as possible if it's God's will, and I believe it is, or else Joe wouldn't have landed in front of me. So anyway, Joe, by the way, real quick, I'll tell you how I ended up with having dinner with Joe, because I have to thank Waylon, who helped set that up, Waylon, my son. But anyway, let's get to the meditation. So I sit down with Joe, and Joe says to me, I'm chatting with Joe, and we get by just amazing conversation. He's just giving so much insights on how to be successful in the online marketing space, on how to leverage influencers, on how to leverage other people's audiences. And he's doing it in a way that is just unbelievable. Like, when he was telling me, because there was a few other people there as well, what he was doing, oh my gosh, it was crazy what this dude is doing. I mean, we're talking I don't even want to I'm not going to get started on it. But anyway, just trust that this dude is crushing. He knows what he's doing, and he's having fun, and he's a good guy, and he's serving at a high level. And that's it. I want to serve at a high level. I want to have fun. I want to be inspired, empowered, just, facing my fears, leaning in and going for it. And we were having dinner with his family as well. So it was his family was there, me and my son was there, a couple other randoms, but we were all having dinner. And Waylon, all right, I'll tell you what happened. So I set up a dinner at the end of Funnel Hacking Live. I get a table for 10, and Funnel Hacking Live is over. It's the last night. It's done. And I say, hey, Waylon, I got a table for 10. So bring some friends if you want. So people start lining up. Waylon brings some of his friends that he's met over the years, going to funnel hacking live with me, going to events with me. And one of the kids is Waylon's 20, and so it's all 20-ish year olds, 20 years plus or minus a few years. So Emily's there, Joe's daughter, who's Waylon's age. Emily's Waylon's age, and Emily's like, hey, my parents want to jump in the mix. Can they come? And I'm like, heck yes. So all of a sudden, there we go. Joe G is there via Waylon and his friend circle. Unbelievable. So thanks for listening to that. But so yeah, Joe, I'm going to cut to the chase now, finally. Joe says, look, it was easy for him for years to get to 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month. And he's like, I could never break through. He could never break through. And, he had failures along the way too, like where he was financially devastated with family, right? So he was telling some of the gory details, but he says anyway, he started gaining some traction, started having some success, and he's like, I couldn't break through the 100,000 a month mark. And so he stumbled across somebody who gave him this, and this is in effect what he told me. And this was surprising too, because he was not like, here's the strategies and tactics and da-da-da-da-da. He gave some good books, actually. One was by John Jonas, Outsource Lover. He said, get that book ASAP. But anyway, he gave me a meditation. And I'm like, wait, what? Right? Like, I thought he was going to be like, tactically do A, B, C, and D. And he's like, tactically do this meditation. So basically he says, okay, meditate on and journal on what does the 100,000 a month, what does the 100, let's call him the Million Dollar Misha, who's generating 100,000 in net profits a month. Okay, so what does that day look like? Let's call it the 100K day. What does the 100K day look like for Misha? He said, what does that look like for Misha? And he said, so what he did, or for him at the time. Sorry, I'm getting a bit jumbled here. So basically, the coach told him this, said, hey, Joe, here's what you're going to do. You're going to meditate on this $100,000 a day Joe. What does that look like? And so when you wake up, I want you to meditate and journal on this. Like, this is your meditation. Meditate on what does that day look like. From when your eyes open and you step your feet out of the bed, like, what are the details? What does the floor feel like? What do the sheets feel like? What does your room look like? What do you see as you get up, step out of bed, and look out the window? Where's your bathroom? Like, envision that to the details and journal about it. And then you envision, okay, what's my drive to the office look like? Or my walk to the office look like? Awesome. What is my office look like? What's the day look like? And it's not it's like you're visualizing the interactions. You're visualizing the experience of the day. You're visualizing your desk. Where's your computer? What are the details of your office? What's the office looks like? And again, you're journaling on all this. You're meditating on this. I did this, by the way, and it was awesome. But you gotta take the time, sit down and do it. It takes a little bit. It takes some work, okay? But do it. It's worth it. So then it's like, okay, now you're at home. What's dinner look like with your kids, with your significant other, or maybe you're by yourself? Doesn't matter. What's it look like? What's the visceral feeling? What's the literal feelings? Or what are you, in your meditation, actually experiencing? Right? So journal that. And, how are you talking to your kids? How are you talking to the people that are around you? Journal all of it, okay? And so now you have a day in the life of the 100K Joe or the 100K Misha. All right? Then step 2 is you meditate on, he says, hey, you meditate on the $100,000. We're just calling you again $100,000 a day Misha, $100,000 a day Joe, whatever. And again, it is we're generating 100,000 of profits a month in our businesses, right? That's the mindset we're visualizing. So then we meditate. When we're done journaling and we're done visualizing our day, meditating on our day, those details, and journaling on it, then next meditation is we imagine that 100K Misha is sitting in his office, and I walk in and I ask him, if you were me in my situation, what do I need to do to make $100,000 a month? And then you patiently listen. And of course you're going to take notes. And so he says to me, Joe says to me, hey, I just wash, rinse, and repeat this. He said, I did this exercise that I told you. And he said, and my life started to change. How I interacted with the people around him started to change. And people started to notice it because he started making decisions differently. He started saying yes to different things and no to other things, right? That decision-making process started to change. And he also said that, his family was surprised. He's got a wife and some kids. And they're like, what is going on with Joe? And it was like, he said, the way it shakes out for him is, it's like he's got good Joe and bad Joe on his shoulder, right? And so he starts talking to good Joe, 100K a day Joe. Does that make sense? Right? And he said, so, whenever he would have questions about what to do next, he'd drop into that little meditation zone and talk to good Joe, 100K a day Joe, right? And then he said, and I just wash, rinse, and repeat this process. So he said, quickly, I was at the 100,000 profits a month. And he's like, okay, I was stuck there for a little bit. So I redid the meditation. What's the $1 million a month Joe look like? What are the details on his day? Right? I love this. So I was like, I have to do this. So I did it and been doing it. And I call my guy Million Dollar Misha. I'm just calling him Million Dollar Misha. And it has been working amazing. Like, I have started saying yes to certain things, no to other things. The biggest thing is that things that I used to worry about, I'm not worried about. Like individual clients. I'm like, whether this person stays or goes is kind of irrelevant to the big picture. And so that's so freeing. Like, I'm detached from the expectations and outcomes of an individual client, if that makes sense. I'm still here to help and serve, obviously, at a high level, but I've detached from that neediness feeling that can show up. Like an individual client can feel so mission critical, and like we have to have them, and things have to go a certain way, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've ever felt that, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here to serve. And if someone stays or goes, it's due to their own circumstances and not me. And that's okay. And I know, and it's happening. More clients are coming. Like, it is crazy. Like, it's amazing. New opportunities to serve, new partnerships, new, new products that I'm creating that are in line with what I'm creating. So not shiny products, but like legit products to my value ladder. Anyway, and here's the level up piece I did about it. So many people will use this specifically thinking about money and profits and traditional success metrics of profit and loss. How much money do I have in the bank? How much revenue do I have? How many clients do I have? But I was like, what would the spiritual Misha be like, who was in acceptance, who was non-attached, who had been working that hard and had got to that level spiritually. Like, let's say I 10x'd my spiritual awareness, right? It can sound counterintuitive. By the way, so much of this for me is about doing less and not doing more. The answers continually keep coming. It's not about hustling more. It's not about working more hours. It's not about winning, competing. I mean, I can still slip into that, but it's about collaboration. It's about serving. It's about rich interactions with the other humans about me. It's about being so incredibly comfortable in my own skin that I can be alone for hours, that I can do nothing for hours, that I can meditate and let new inspiration flow through. A lot of people call it being in the flow. I don't know, there's so many ways to say it, but it's not about doing more at all for me. It's definitely about saying no to things. But anyway, I think you get what I'm saying. So I was like, yeah, there's the entrepreneur journey of success and bank accounts and all this stuff. But I was like, what about the spiritual journey? What if I thought of it in spiritual terms? What's the what would be the, what's the Zen state? What's the $1 million counterpart Zen state? Does that make sense? So it's like, I don't know. So thinking about that, like that person for me would be so calm, so chill, so happy, so accepting, so full of love. Oh my God, just serving at the maximum level and detached from the outcomes. And truly understanding that it's about this moment. Like being 100% in the moment and knowing that even if you're by yourself and you're 100% in the moment, that is serving the world at the highest level too. Anyway, I encourage you to try this meditation. Hey, if you hear this episode and the doors to my influence army community are not open, jump on the wait list. Jump on the wait list so you can get a screaming good deal when I open the doors to the wait list people first. You'll get bonuses, usually really cool bonuses and such, but you'll be the first to know, and you can jump in the fray with us, go on your own influence tour. All right, love to all.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.